Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fight Week ahead of the final domestic event of the year. And what a year it has been in 2023. This will be the 12th show that we've seen on Main Event, Fox Sports or KO across No Limits events throughout 2023. There's been 72 domestic fights throughout the year via No Limit, 30 knockouts so far, and this Friday night we'll see a few more of those because this is an outstanding card to finish the year. It features a number of world-ranked fighters, and it is headlined by a big bout between Australia's own Sam Goodman, who's had a fantastic year himself, and the world-ranked Chinese fighter Zhong Liu, who joins us here today. And the co-main event has plenty of intrigue about it as well. Jackson, England, beat Nathaniel Cheeky May his last time out on a No Limit show. He takes on the devastating puncher and the world-ranked Liam Wilson, who has big things ahead of him. Then there's a really exciting fight between Yusuf Dib and Ibrahim Balla as well, and plenty more to fill out this card. You can see all of the action on Fox Sports and free on KO as well. 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time this Friday night. It commences on Fox Sports 503. Then at 9 p.m. we switch over to simulcast the last two, the co-main and the main event, across on Fox Cricket, which will come up after day 2 of the Australia v Pakistan test match. So it is a big Friday night of boxing in store for you, all brought to you by No Limit Boxing Promotions. Ben Damon is my name. Really looking forward to calling the action for this, the final show of the year. And George Rose is the promoter from No Limit. George, firstly, just a thought on what has gone down in 2023. So many highlights, world title fights here and overseas as well, and so much great domestic action. What sticks out for you?
Oh, look, Ben, it's been a hell of a year. It's something that we're really proud of. You know, I don't think we've ever had such a fantastic year of domestic boxing, and thanks to Fox Sports and No Limit Boxing, we've been able to bring you all of these fantastic fights and have a really memorable year. I think some of the huge performances that we've seen, it was interesting hearing you say that, you know, out of those 72 bouts, we've had 30 knockouts. Like, it's been absolute entertainment, and the number of world titles that we've been able to put on. Look, the year kicked off with a bang with Liam Wilson over in Arizona. You know, he really set the standard for the year in big performances, and off the back of that, we've seen great world title fights. We've seen Semi Goodman kick on in some massive fights. He's been fighting world-class guys all year. Probably should be resting leading towards the end of the year, but taking on another world-class opponent. And it speaks volumes about the type of fighter that he is and what he's got coming up in the future.
Now, George, I just want to talk about the 3 fights we have represented up the front here that we'll see on Friday night. Firstly, Yusuf Dib against Ibrahim Balla, and Yusuf Dib, of course, sort of had his breakout moment against Miles Zaluski on the No Limit on Fox show that we had earlier this year. It was a while back, but now Ibrahim Balla gets his chance to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, look, that was a hell of a fight, an absolute war and massive comeback win, and really put Yui in a position where next year he could be in a position to fight for a world title, given his ranking, given his record, and you know his activity this year. He's really pushing for that, but he's taking on a very tough opponent who's looking fantastic. And here for the win. You know, he's not turning up just to participate. He's here for the opportunity to take that opportunity from Yui. And you know, I felt the energy from him earlier when we were chatting, and I think that it's going to be a great kick-off to the card.
We've got Liam Wilson against Jackson, England in the co-main event. What a year it has been for Liam Wilson. He should be a world champion after the fight you mentioned in Arizona. And Jackson, England won through to this opportunity with that great performance against Nathaniel May. This is a really exciting matchup. I'm sure plenty of people have been asking you your thoughts on this one, as many as have been with the main event. Well,
look, Jackson, England's proved himself to be the next best guy in Australia, and that's what Liam Wilson's fighting, his first Australian opponent in a number of years. And the fight between Jackson and Nathaniel May, I thought it was a fantastic fight, and we saw the type of class that Jackson's got. He's got speed, he's got fitness, he pushes the pace, he's going to put pressure on Liam, and you know, on the back of the year that Liam's had, you know, he really can't be complacent coming into a tough fight like this. You know, I said he kicked off the year with a bang, and he absolutely did. You know, I still feel You know, I still feel for him for that fight, but I know he's moved on from it. He's had a fantastic return to the ring, and now stepping in the ring with Jackson England, they're looking to finish off the year with a bang. And you know, Jackson's got an opportunity to steal everything that Liam's worked hard for, and I know the type of fighter and the type of person that Liam is, and he's not going to take a backward step, and he's really going to get in amongst it, and you know, that'll be a really, really good fight.
What's next for Liam Wilson if he wins? I know you're not allowed to really say the conversations that have been going on, but we've heard bits and pieces. What do you believe will happen if Liam Wilson gets through this very tough fight with Jackson England?
Well, look, we talked about the world title loss. He lost no credibility in that. He lost no momentum in what he's been building, and then following that up with a win, he's still well in the mix. So 2024 will prove to be another world title opportunity for Liam Wilson. And to get that, to achieve that, you've got to, you know, have the performances in the ring, and he needs to finish off with a bang on Friday night. So he needs a win against Jackson England to continue that momentum.
And the main event, we've got a 16-0 fighter against a 19-0 fighter, Sam Goodman, number 1 in the world with the IBF and the WBO, against the number 14 in the world with the WBO, Zhong Liu, who is 19-0 and joins us from China. What are your thoughts on a tricky main event for Sam Goodman?
Very tricky fight. Great record, 19-0, like undefeated fighter coming out of China. There's not a lot of footage on him, so it's really the unknown. You know, not knowing what you're coming in against. But for Sam Goodman, it's a challenge for him. It's a challenge. It's something that he's set himself for this year, is that he's Mr. Mandatory. He's the leader of the Mad Bunch, and he's dead set mad. Coming in the ring against an undefeated guy when you're Mr. Mandatory. But we've proved that, you know, Tim Tszyu took the same route. You know, he was mandatory, he still took fights, he stayed active, and he's proven himself to be the best in his division. Sam Goodman's in that same position. He's in that same position now. He's mandatory, but he's staying busy. He's taking tough fights, not just keep busy fights, tough fights against undefeated guys. That's going to set him up for what he really wants. What he really wants. He wants to be a world champion. And to do that, you've got to fight the best fighters. You've got to put yourself in difficult situations. And Sam Goodman's going to be in a very difficult situation on Friday night. So he'll need all the support that he can get to get over the line. Well,
George, we know that people can watch the action from 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Fox Sports 503, then simulcast on Fox Cricket from 9 p.m. But we are here at the Star, a venue where we've done plenty of shows, but we haven't been for a while, and still some tickets available for those who want to get out and watch the show.
There is. There's literally a handful of tickets, but like you said, it's free to watch on KO Sports and Fox Sports. And I must be the most generous guy in Australian sport, because the fact that we're finishing the year off with a card like this that's going to be free to view on KO Sports and Fox is, geez, I'm a generous bloke. Geez, I'm a good guy. But yeah, look, there's a handful of tickets. Get on down there. If not, tune in on Fox and KO, because it's a great card, and it's a great finish to the year. What's been a great year.
And Santa, any bonuses or anything of the like?
Santa. I feel like Santa. I'm telling you, I feel like Santa. How generous I am giving you this card for free. I think that's a good enough gift for everyone.
All right. Thank you, George Rose from No Limit. Let's talk to the fighters, and we're going to start with a 2012 Olympian who's 15-2 as a pro, who joins us here, Ibrahim Balla. It'd be great to see you. Welcome to Sydney. Great to have you as part of a show like this. It has been a slow few years for you after everything that went before it. How would you sum up where you've been in your boxing the last couple of years?
First of all, I'd like to thank God and No Limit for putting on a great show and allowing me to be a part of it and to showcase my talent. It's been a rough ride, as you know, with Corona and stuff like that. But I'm back on track, and I'm looking forward to showcase my talent on Friday night.
Did you see the fight between Yusuf Dib and Miles Zalewski? And at that stage, did you think, geez, that's a fight I wouldn't mind?
I seen the fight. That was a cracker. And Yui came out with the win. So he come out on the high, and we're looking to take that wave, ride that wave of the high, and come out with the belt.
And when you watched that fight, what did you see in Yusuf Dib? Because I know it's someone who stood opposite you quite a lot in sparring. He's a boxer that you know very well, having come through just before him in the amateurs. But what do you see in Yui Dib?
Yui's good. He's a good fighter all around. I'm just better in every aspect.
And what does the opportunity represent to you? Because we saw what it did for Yusuf Dib, winning on this platform. What do you think it can do for you?
Like I said before, just take that wave, that high, and put me in the top 10 position and eventually fight for the world title.
Fantastic. That is Ibi Bala. Now I'll talk to his opponent down the end of the table, the IBF number 10 at lightweight. 20-0 as a professional. This is Yusuf Dib. Yusuf, some strong words from Ibi Bala. Says that he's just better than you in every aspect.
That's fair enough. You know, he can have his opinion, and obviously I've got mine, but it's what happens on fight night is what matters the most. So, you know, but first and foremost, before anything, I'd like to thank Allah for this opportunity and thank No Limit for having me back on. You know, it was amazing to be on that platform in my last fight, and to get back on, you know, I'm very privileged, I'm very excited, and I feel like I've only shown glimpses of what I can do. So what Ibi says, that's cool, but, you know, on Friday night, I plan to show a lot more and come out with another win and continue on my chase for a world title.
Looks like you want to jump in there, Ibi. You got something?
We'll see. It's going to be fun.
It's all good, man. All
Yeah.
good.
Yusuf, you are number 10 in the world. With where you are positioned at the moment, what do you see in store in 2024 if you win this fight?
I don't think there's an if. I am going to win this fight, but I'm not looking past this fight. You know, I know there are amazing opportunities on the horizon, and my team in Emad and Billy Hussein, they've been working extremely hard to get me to this position. I'm not going to let them down. I'm not going to let myself down. I'm not going to let my young family down. So I'm going to do what I need to do to continue on this path. I'm going to win a world title for Australia and represent our people.
What are your thoughts on what those opportunities are, though, in 2024? Is there something specific? Obviously, you're ranked by the IBF.
Yeah, look, obviously George Kambosos and Vasily Lomachenko, by the sounds of it, are going to be competing for the IBF title, and that's definitely a fight that I'd love to chase, especially if George can pull off the upset there, because I believe it would be an upset if he does win. But if he can pull it off, then that's a fight that I'm more than willing to throw my hat in the ring for.
Yui, it really does feel like Ibi wants to say something back to you. So do you want to just give us your final thoughts or say to him what you think is going to happen in this fight on Friday night?
Look, I'm ready for whatever it is. If it's 10 rounds, if it's over and done with early, it is what it is. I'm ready. That's all.
Get ready. I'm going to pop that O, Billy. Oh, Yui. Sorry.
All good, bro. All good. We'll wait and see. Ibi.
All right, a bit of byplay there. He did call him by his brother's name, and Yui did likewise. All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. That is the first of the fights that we'll discuss here today, the second of them, the co-main event. George has summed it up pretty well, this one. It is between a former world title challenger and a man on the cusp of another world title shot in Liam Wilson, and Jackson England from Western Australia, a 26-year-old who's 15-2, who comes off that very impressive performance against Nathaniel May, which got him through to this fight against Liam Wilson. Jackson, great to see you again. How do you look back on that performance against Nathaniel May? Because it was a very entertaining fight, and we're getting used to seeing you in those.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I just want to thank No Limits for having me again, and the Rose Brothers. I'm really excited to be here, and with that Nathaniel fight, that was a hell of a fight. I was really, really grateful for that opportunity as well, and we put on an amazing fight, very skillful, very explosive, and I'm happy to do the same again.
Now, Jackson, I know you're not a betting man, but I'm sure plenty of your friends are, and we are here at the Star. Can you believe the prices on this fight? You're $8.25 off the stick to beat Liam Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not a betting man, but the odds are the odds. But, you know, I believe in myself. I back myself every day of the week. I know how hard I work, and I'm sure Liam does the same for himself. But, you know, I believe this is my time. And, again, I can't see myself any other way.
So clearly the bookies are underestimating you, but do you feel that other people are in Australian boxing? Do you feel that Liam Wilson is?
It depends. I don't really know. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy for the fight. I can't wait for Friday night.
Now, you did give some quotes the other day where you said that there are holes in what you've seen from Liam Wilson. Do you want to tell us what those holes are?
It's the same with every fighter. You know, every fighter studies one another. They look at one another. I see some. I'm sure he sees some in me. But it's boxing. You know, we all come here, we all perform, and it's the best man to win. You know, chess game. So I'm happy for what's going to come, and it's going to be all business on Friday.
Liam's number 2 in the world with the WBO and well positioned throughout the sanctioning bodies after that performance against Navarrete. Do you feel this is an opportunity to take what's ahead of him potentially in 2024? Do you think that you would work with No Limit and go and take some of those opportunities?
Yeah, 100%. You know, like whatever comes for, you know, me coming on Friday night, me taking that win and then moving on and potentially going for a world title shot myself. Whatever the stars align and the cards come up with, then I'm happy to negotiate and do whatever.
All right, that is Jackson England. He'll take on this man, Liam Wilson, who joins us down at the end of the table. He's the number 2 in the world, as I mentioned, with the WBO at super featherweight. A former world title challenger against Emmanuel Navarrete earlier this year. Liam, good to see you again. I just wanted to first get your reaction to those comments you saw from Jackson England about there being holes in your game.
Yeah, look, as a fighter and as, you know, like, that's what he's supposed to do. He said, tell me to prepare for me. You know, like he said, he sees flaws in my game. I see many in his as well. And we'll see who can capitalise come fight night.
What are the flaws you see from Jackson England?
You know, look, I think I'm a good judge of character. I think Jackson fights a style of fight that doesn't really resemble who he is. He tries to be the bully. He's punches and bunches. And when I look at Jackson, I see not one bit of mongrel in him whatsoever. And if he has any, I'll bring it out come fight night.
What did you think about that fight between Jackson England and Nathaniel Cheeky, mate? Because you were ringside, you got into the ring afterwards. Who do you think won?
Well, I think Jackson's very lucky to be sitting up here tonight. I thought Nathaniel did edge it. He won the fight. And, but, you know, that's no disrespect to Jackson. You know, he can't control the outcome of those things. It's me and him come Friday night, and yeah, let's do it.
So in saying that, if you thought Nathaniel won the fight, were you happy when they read out Jackson's name? Because do you see him as an easier opponent for you?
Mate, honestly, I didn't care. I thought Nathaniel won. I thought Nathaniel won whilst I was watching the fight. I was preparing for him. But it is what it is. I was ready for anyone, especially in Australia. I fought the best in the world. I fought some of the toughest men out there. So whoever's in this backyard, you know, it doesn't really bother me.
If you do win this fight, and clearly you are focused on Jackson England, but what do you see in store in 2024? Because there's so much talk, and we know how close you were this year, and we know the names that are around, but what's next, do you think?
Well, I'm sitting pretty good up there at the moment. I'm number 2 in the world. I think I deserve a world title shot or a rematch. You know, I'll let my team do the work behind the scenes and see what they can secure for me. But, you know, I'd love to get that world title shot again. Whoever that may be against, I'm ready.
What happens Friday night, Liam?
Mr. Damage is coming.
Thanks so much. That is Mr. Damage, Liam Wilson. He takes on Action Jackson England, and that is our co-main event, which will take us along to the main event of the evening on Friday night between the number 1 in the world with the WBO and the IBF at super bantamweight, 16-0 Sam Goodman, and this man, number 14 with the WBO at super bantamweight. He is 19-0 from China. His name is Zhong Liu. And he joins us with his translator, Serena, who we welcome here to the Star as well today. Firstly, welcome to Zhong. Serena, I just wanted to get his thoughts on the magnitude of this opportunity for him in his boxing career.
这次比赛相当于我来说是非常重要的一次比赛，因为我从小的练拳击的一个目标就是成为世界拳王。我相信我来这里赢下这场比赛以后，距离我的梦想会越来越近了。
So it's always been my dream to receive a world title. Coming here, which gives him a dream to come true. So he's very excited to come and play this time.
And for those who haven't seen much footage of him, because there's not much available, tell us what to expect. What type of a fighter is Zhong?
我的话，我也比较全面，我的也是比较技术型的吧，技术型的拳手。
So he's really good at different types of tactics and techniques, and he's very confident about it.
And tell us what he makes of Sam Goodman. What has he seen of his opponent and what does he expect?
我在网上多少有了解一下我对手，我的对手实力是很强劲的，但是我既然来这里了，我的目标就是打败我的对手，打败山姆，让他首尝败绩。
So he's done some research, some studied about him online. So he knows Sam Goodman is a very strong opponent, and he will work his way out and try to fight him over. And he needs to win this game for him.
And finally, his prediction for this fight.
我会全力以赴去拼搏，我会尽我最大的努力，我会全力以赴的去以 KO 山姆为目的的去比赛。我相信这场比赛应该会打得很精彩。
I believe this is going to be a very, very exciting and very, very good game, a fight, because he will work his very, very best to try to win Sam Goodman.
Okay, thank you so much to Zhong Liu and to Serena who have joined us here today. And we now go to Sam Goodman, number one in the world with the IBF and the WBO. He is Mr. Mandatory at this stage, but taking another risk here against a world-ranked fighter in Zhong Liu. Sam, there's not much of him online. What have you seen and what have you made of it?
Look, you're right, Ben. There's not a whole lot to go off, but you look at his resume. You look what he's done. He's 19-0. He's just been ranked with the WBO as well. So, look, he's obviously there for a reason. I'm fighting him for a reason. You know, I've took world-class fights this whole year, and he is another world-class opponent and world-ranked opponent. But look, I'll show why I am number one come fight night, and why he is where he is, and why I'm going on to win world titles.
When you've had a look at him, what are his attributes? What do you have to look out for? He's clearly a long-rangey southpaw and appears a good counterpuncher, but what have you seen?
Look, like you said, he appears a good counterpuncher. He is strong. He's a southpaw, so he's got that. But look, I've fought many southpaws and I've fought many different styles. And look, I always come out on top. You know, I've had a good prep. I've backed my ability against everyone in this division. So look, I know I can take him out, and I've got what it takes to more than deal with this bloke and get him out of there.
So is that your intent, to get him out of there in this fight? The stage appears to be set for it. You're live on Fox Sports and KO. You're headlining after what has been a big year right before Christmas. Do you feel you sort of have to do something that's a bit special here?
Absolutely. You know, it's a massive opportunity, and I know the platform as well, you know, so I know all that, and hopefully I can get a big finish and, you know, get into Georgie's pockets and get a bit of extra cash as well. So, look, we'll see what happens. But, look, I'm confident I'll win this fight any means necessary. But, look, finish would really top off the year for sure.
And what a year it's been, Sam. Let's just talk about what you've done this year. Miguel Flores, a brilliant performance. Raisa Lim, an upset victory, which really put you on the global stage. And when you look back at the performance against TJ Taheni, since that fight, he's knocked out two very strong opponents in Japan. So you must be incredibly proud of what you've done in 2023.
I'm not satisfied, but Ben, that's the thing. That's why I'm taking another fight. I keep moving on. I keep worrying about what's next. So, look, it has been a good year. That has been full of good wins. You know, like you said, the first one for TJ didn't really get the credit for it. You know, I made him look old, and everyone said he was over the hill. He's went and knocked out two world-class opponents. So that just shows where I'm at. And then another guy like Raisa Lim and Miguel Flores, you know, two strong guys from out of America that, you know, I dealt with, you know, pretty handily. So, look, it's been a big year, but, look, next year's going to be even bigger, and this fight is going to set me up for that year.
I just want to ask your thoughts on a fight that we'll see on Boxing Day on main event television, which is Naoya Inoue against Marlon Tapales, a really exciting fight, which is going to unify your division. You're number one in the world with two of the sanctioning bodies. What are you expecting to see on Boxing Day night?
Look, I think Inoue is probably the heavy favourite for sure. You know, I think he's a great fighter. You know, but look, Tapales has also had plenty of big wins as well. So he's coming off a career best win probably against Akhmadaliev. So it's going to be a good fight. But whoever's got those belts next year, when my shot gets called, I'm coming for him.
And what happens Friday night? Just finish the press conference off for us. Your fight against Zhong Liu, which we'll see live on Fox Sports and KO this Friday.
I get my hand raised again in a great victory.
Thanks so much, Sam Goodman. Now, we are going to face off these two fighters, Sam Goodman and Zhong Liu. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here at the official press conference today. Tomorrow at midday Australian Eastern Daylight Time, you will also see in this venue the weigh-in. But right now, we will get Zhong Liu and Sam Goodman to face off the heads of this, the headline act that you'll see live on Fox Sports 5:03 and simulcast on Fox Cricket this Friday night. It's all brought to you by No Limit Boxing Promotions. Thanks so much for your company at the official press conference today. I'm Ben Damon, and I'll see you at the fights.